For anyone who isn't really aware or hasn't seen the film yet, if you want to just give us a quick synopsis about the film.
Yeah, well, the film is about a guy who's going through a difficult point in his life. He's been made redundant, and he starts running as a way of staying positive, having a positive mind. And while he's out running, he meets this other runner by chance, and the other runner does this strange thing that as they're running past, he holds up his hand to do a high five. And the guy is slightly nonplussed by this. He doesn't really know what to do, and he just runs past. And later on, they bump into each other again, and they develop this kind of friendship, and they become running mates. Okay. And the film's kind of about how this friendship develops, and then how it becomes increasingly strange, I suppose, and bizarre.
Why is independent film so important to, I guess, the film industry, or I guess independent British film industry?
Because I think that's where a lot of the raw talent is, and also the people who haven't made it yet. I mean, and you can do stuff that doesn't have huge backing, that doesn't need to be signed off. You don't need to be curtailed thematically. You can do what you want. So there's a much larger canvas.
I think it's true. I think there's a whole thing with that in some ways you're limited by the resources you have, but you almost have enormous freedom creatively, that you're the only person, you're not delivering a product to someone who's funding it, or if you have that freedom, then it just gives you you've got limitless opportunity really to make the film you want to make.
Why are festivals like Raindance so important to the British film industry?
I think the industry is, if you're on the outside, can feel that it's hard to break into. I mean, there's only so many slots for films, and obviously films that have got big budgets and they have more scope to get attention. So you need, I think, this independent area where there is a kind of fertile area for new ideas to get exposure. So without something like Raindance, it'd be very hard to get your work seen. So it's vital in that way, I would say.
How do you guys feel about having your film featured in the Raindance?
Oh, it's just amazing. I mean, I think when you enter festivals, you always do it with a kind of realistic expectation. So when you actually are accepted, and then also to be nominated for Best UK Feature, I mean, I feel like we've won something already, because that is a huge endorsement. I mean, a lot of people worked very hard on the film and put a lot of time and effort into it, and so it's great for me as the producer-director to be able to deliver that back to them and say, look, your work's really getting recognised. So that, I mean, that's,
Absolutely, it's validation that what we've done, as a collaborative effort, is good. Kind of objective. I mean, people, it's kind of, it's been nominated. It's great there, and I'm thrilled because, I love working on the film. I love working with Graham. I love the script. It was a great process doing it, and to have people go, yeah, that was worth at least sitting down and watching, and maybe more. It's fantastic. Isn't it?
I've thought of a film actually. I wouldn't say this is my favourite British film, but a film that I really admire is Roman Polanski's Cul-de-sac, which was shot in Britain.
Is there anything that you want the audience to take away?
I wanted to make a film that was not kind of tied up neatly at the end. So I think the film has a certain enigmatic quality to it. There's things happen that are unexplained, and my hope is that the audience afterwards will feel kind of compelled to discuss what had really happened in the film. So it's hopefully has that enigmatic quality that the audience will respond to.